So when it comes to Zebec, a recent update is that Zebec just recently released a roadmap regarding what's next. Now, let me explain this real quick, even though nothing I say is financial advice. We know that recently they launched a super app, right? But that seems to kind of just be the start because they say in their roadmap, in mid-March, they're going to have the mobile app release. So again, that's pretty cool. They say mid-March, they're going to be doing something regarding eSIM. So I think that's pretty cool. And then at the end of March, enterprise rollout. So again, here's the thing. They've already just done the super app, and we take a look at that right there. Now, those are the ones that I just highlighted right there in the roadmap that I think are pretty important. There's like another one where they talk about something continuous, but yeah, who really cares about that one? We're talking about this one right here, right? We're talking about the important ones. So think about this. Zebec just recently released the super app. They're already thinking about what's next, basically. So could you imagine that? The thing is this, they're putting the effort, they're putting the energy, and they're putting in the time. That can't really be said for a bunch of other projects out there. But sometimes you like to tell me, oh, wow, this is embarrassing because take a look at ZBCN. It's run 47.5 times lower than 10 cents. Well, yeah, it is, but how is this embarrassing? You know, if a project is putting the effort, the time, the energy, you know, I don't think it's embarrassing, actually. I think if anything, it should be commended, right? It should be something that I would probably respect because at a time when developers usually don't really want to believe in this space because of the market sentiment, during a time when a lot of projects out there are giving up quite essentially, Zebec, they're still updating and already thinking about a roadmap. That's the thing. They're thinking about what's next. So I do like the effort right there. That, again, can't really be said for a bunch of other projects out there. But you know what? Zebec, with backers like Swan Adventures and as well as Circle, which is the creator of USDC, with like those massive backers right there, I'm pretty sure they have an incentive, right, to probably still do things, arguably, who knows, right? This is just my speculation in terms of the mentality. Because I know that personally, if I was like a founder of a project or whatever, or if I was a CEO and I had big backers like that, my thing is I would be more enthusiastic to perform, right? I would be more inclined to do things as opposed to being lazy because if a big enterprise or a big backer like that believes in me in this make-believe scenario, I would feel like I'm more obliged to perform. You know, they might not necessarily tell me to do that, but I would feel like that inside. You know what I mean? So this is why sometimes when I take a look at Zebec, I like the energy and I just like the whole vibe overall. And keep in mind, when it comes to projects that have an aspect of ISO 20022, we've seen time and time again, usually when the market recovers, they at times, not every single one, but some projects out there that have an aspect of that, some of them typically do pretty okay. And who has an aspect of ISO 20022? Stellar, Ripple, XDC, Algorand, Hedera. Of course, there's a bunch more, but I'm saying. But who has that aspect too? Something like Zebec, which it, by the way, recently achieved ISO 20022 compliance not that long ago, right? So we think about it, they already kind of have the hypothetical ingredients right there. And the missing ingredient is what, in my opinion? A hypothetical altcoin season. We just haven't seen that part yet during the cycle, but we've seen the prerequisites. We've seen the good fundamentals. We've seen the team. We've seen the amount of holders still, even as of right now, being at around 90,000, right? So I feel like the basic ingredients are there, but it's just missing that seasoning, that salt, right? And that's a hypothetical quote-unquote altcoin season. But of course, we'll wait and see. There's no way I could control this, right? I cannot control this in any way. But at least if I feel like the missing hypothetical ingredient is a hypothetical altcoin season, I'm going to be waiting because there is no time limit for me to wait, right? I could wait another 10 years if I really wanted to, which may sound like a very long time. But again, what is the time limit? Do I have to exit in the very near future? I don't feel like I have to. Also, on top of that, is this a contest? Is this a competition? I don't think it is. You know, unless I'm having a competition with my friend, oh, we both have to leave in the next couple months or whatever, which project is the best for the next couple months, then that's a different case. But then this one is not. Like, I'm not competing with, like, my friend or whatever. This is like my race, my pace, right? That's the way to take a look at it. Kind of my contest, the pace that I just do it, whether it's sustainable or not, you know, again, it's just a race for myself, basically. That's why I'm just dollar cost averaging once a month. Like, the thing is this, I don't feel like pressure by seeing a lot of people exiting and then I feel like I have to exit. I don't feel like that because my mindset is more long term, anyways. Again, I'm just dollar cost averaging once a month. So when people like to tell me, oh, why don't you feel any pressure by staying? Why don't you leave? But then I tell them, what pressure? Like, I'm just still holding, sure, but it's not like there's a time limit to this. That's the thing. That's the way you take a look at it. Are there people still holding Bitcoin from over 10 years ago? Yeah. But then again, like, that's the way you take a look at it. Now, it's not a requirement to hold it for a certain amount of time, but I don't feel any sort of pressure by holding right now because I just feel that what am I competing against? Like, what am I having to exit for? So that's why I just haven't left. That's kind of my mindset. And if anything, I'm trying to bring my average down by just dollar cost averaging. You know, once a month, that's it. Granted, I did dollar cost average before ZBCN had that pretty big rally, but also during that rally and then afterwards, and then also before when it was higher, of course, than right now. So that's why I'm, you know, trying to dollar cost average once a month to kind of even it out. That's the way you take a look at it. But I'm not telling anyone to do anything though. But again, I feel like the time limit is not really such a big concern for me because it's just kind of like, imagine if I'm just running or training for a marathon for fun. Like, it's not even a competition or whatever. I'm just doing it for fun, let's say. Or let's say I'm just training for a marathon, but I'm not expecting to kind of become the best or whatever. I'm just doing it for fun, right? In training, would I really care if I'm just trying to have fun anyways? My intent would be, okay, can I do these like 5 miles or whatever, right? Or 10 miles, whatever the case may be. But then my aim is at a sustainable pace. I'm not trying to break any world records. I'm not trying to be an athlete. I'm not going to be doing that. So when it comes to this space, is my intent to hypothetically become the next Jeff Bezos? No. So, like, okay, then it's my sort of pace that I set, right? It has to be sustainable though, which is why I do it once a month. Again, dollar cost averaging. The thing for me is when I believe in a project, I'm just staying patient. That's it, right? So again, a lot of my friends can tell me this or they can tell me to do that or whatever, but at the end of the day, I have to make the decision myself. And I personally prefer to just wait, but I am not telling anyone to do anything. But again, when I take a look at Zebec, having an aspect of Solana and then, you know, seeing that right there and seeing how Solana has been as a layer one blockchain so far, and then seeing again Zebec still have a roadmap planned, I do really like seeing that. And you know, I think it's pretty awesome actually at the end of the day because, you know, they care about the super app supposedly, right? So I do like seeing this. But yeah, besides that point though, this has been a quick update because I just thought it was pretty cool how Zebec even released, you know, this roadmap. So I do like seeing that. Yeah, that's pretty much about it. Again, I want to say thank you for watching. I hope you all have a very nice day. It's been Lee the Captain, and hopefully I'll see you all in the next video. I'm out. Peace. Bye.